Hi, I'm guest host Mike Lutz.
And I'm Tom Lang, and this is Open Throttle 360.
Open Throttle 360 presented by D&D Salvage, buyers of all types of scrap metal. Best prices, best service. For more information, visit dndsalvagepittsburgh.com.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Open Throttle 360, the show where we cover everything motorsports in the tri-state area and sometimes just a little bit beyond. Once again, we're at Fort Pitt Classic Cars. This time we're in the restoration shop. And if you take a look around here, we've got some interesting cars. There's a 1963 Corvette. This is a 1961 MG, an Oldsmobile Cutlass, and a 1968 Dodge Charger. Don't you wish you could take one of these cars home? In this episode, we're going to visit Pittsburgh International Race Complex, a place you may remember as Beaver Run. The new owners are going to do an interview with us, Jim and Kathy Stout. We're also going to visit the Wexford Starlight Car Cruise. We're going to visit Sharon Speedway and see some kids racing bicycles. We have sprint car driver Mike Lutz is going to be here for an interview. And we're going to get to some of that GoPro footage you've been sending us. But right now, I'd like to introduce our guest host for tonight, Mike Lutz. Mike, thanks for joining us here on Open Throttle 360.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Your father, Andy, well-accomplished racer in this area, has over 200 wins to his credit. You're closing in on the century mark yourself. Tell us a little bit about how you got into racing.
Well, I grew up in a racing family. I was a month old the first race I went to. Just always wanted to be a race car driver growing up. Idolized my dad, great drivers like Lou Blaney. And little by little, my racing career took off, and very fortunate. I got great car owners, great sponsors, and now my son, he's 7 years old, he's getting into the racing world. He won a championship at Slippery Rock Speedway this year, and we're pretty excited about that.
I'll bet you are. But we didn't bring you down here to talk about racing. We brought you here to talk about something special you're involved in. Tell us about it.
Well, a couple years ago, a pastor friend of ours at the racetrack, Bill Beck, and I got involved with Racers for Care. It's a charity we started up to raise money for autism and hospice care. First year we had the benefit, we raised $9,000, and we were very proud of that. So this past summer, a good friend of ours in the racing community, Brian Steinman, got injured, and we figured, well, you know, we're going to have this second annual benefit. Let's make it an injured driver fund also.
Brian Steinman, they call him Cowboy. Tell us a little bit about Cowboy.
Well, Cowboy, he used to be a rodeo cowboy, and he went to a sprint car race. He told me the story that him and his dad watched a sprint car race and said, boy, that looks like fun. Can't be more, harder than riding a bull. So he found out he rode the bull pretty hard this year, and he got left paralyzed and had some bad burns. And he's a great kid. Just was recently married. Just had his first year anniversary, and we need to help this boy out. It's just a tragedy what happened.
Well, one great thing about the racing community, I know we all pitch in to help out when others are in need, and it's really a good thing that you're doing for him. You got a lot of people in the racing community behind this effort.
Yeah, and we hope that you never know what's going to happen with the racing world. We race cars. It's very dangerous. We all know that chance, but we choose to do that. And Brian got bit.
Well, tell us when and where is this event happening?
It is November 17th at the Tiffany Banquet Hall in Brookfield, Ohio. We'll have a bunch of great drivers on hand doing autographs like Tim Schaefer, Danny Holtgraver, Jack Soderman, Eric Williams. We even have special guest Brad Doty coming in to do autographs and have some autograph books. And we're going to have some live entertainment with two great bands, Chinese auctions. There'll be a food station set up, a cash bar. It's going to go from 2 p.m. in the afternoon to 2 a.m. and we're going to have a big old party.
Well, if people aren't able to attend this event, how can they help out?
Well, you can go to Mike Lutz Racing Facebook site, and you can get our address, or you can call me personally, and if you want to donate something to the Chinese auction, or you want to just donate money, anything would be much appreciated.
Well, I certainly appreciate the effort that you're putting forth to help charities in general and your friend in particular. You've raced at Sharon Speedway.
Yeah, we actually was fortunate enough to win the Lou Blaney Memorial a few years ago, and awful proud to beat Tony Stewart and Casey Kane and guys like that. So.
Well, we were at Sharon Speedway this summer, and we did an interview with Kevin Boland, and we're going to go to that interview right now. We're at Sharon Speedway, and joining us is Kevin Boland, driver of the Boundary Systems Creo APTC Modified. Kevin, I understand you just reset the track record here at Sharon a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, well, you know, we had the car hooked up and crew is working great. We got a big block Chevy in this car, and we built our own horsepower, and we had all the right things happening that day.
Could you take the time to explain for our viewers exactly what constitutes a big block modified?
Well, you know, there is some confusion in that area. There's a lot of modifieds these days that are really, you know, E-mods. There's crate, or not the crate, but like there's a limited E-mod, and then there's your big block New York style dirt car, big block dirt modified. And these cars were, you know, a spin-off of the old Gremlin from back in the early 70s, and you can see they don't look anything like it these days. But our big block we're producing, it's a motor we have to run. It's a cubic inch, you know, displacement, 468 cubic inch. We're pulling about 830 horsepower out of this big block modified we have.
One of the things that makes a big block modified is the fact you sit in the center of the car. You're not off to the left of the drive shaft.
That's correct. Big block modifieds are always sitting straddling the drive line, similar like a sprint car. You know, where a lot of the E-mods and the other divisions of modifieds are sitting off to the left-hand side of the drive shaft. So it's a little bit different feel. I've been used to it. This is 30 years for me.
This engine has a carburetor or fuel injection?
This is all carbureted, naturally aspirated. Whatever we can do to get air and fuel into it and hook that horsepower up to the ground, that's what it makes a good running car.
Well, thanks for taking the time to explain a big block modified to us, and good luck in the races here tonight.
Thank you very much.
This is Tom Lang reporting for Open Throttle 360.
Tom, I guess a few days after the interview, Kevin Boland won the prestigious Lou Blaney Memorial.
Yes, he did, and a few days after that, he was involved in an incident at Lernerville Speedway that, to Kevin and his crew and some of the onlookers, they thought it was just a racing incident, but the race officials felt there was a little bit more involved in that, and unfortunately, Kevin was suspended for the second half of the season. And it's going to be a while before that issue works itself out. And we'll be right back.
Glenn Busch Ford in Apollo is celebrating its 40th anniversary with incredible deals on Ford's hottest models. The all-new Ford Escape is loaded with new features and technology, and the new EcoBoost engine delivers the power and performance with impressive fuel efficiency. The newly redesigned 2013 Ford Fusion is easy on the eyes and easy on gas. Available with Bluetooth technology and voice-activated music search. Glenn Busch Ford also has great year-end deals on the best-selling Ford trucks. Glenn Busch Ford, celebrating 40 years on the hill in Apollo.
The best tires, parts, and service. Tire Town.
Hi, I'm Kelly with Open Throttle 360. Behind every great painting is an artist. Behind every great tattoo is an artist. And behind every great car restoration is an artist. We have one of the best in the country right here in Pittsburgh, Bruce Harvey. We're right here at Bruce Harvey's Pro Comp Custom. Let's go talk to the man himself. I'm with Bruce Harvey, designer, artist, and owner at Pro Comp Custom. Bruce, tell me a little bit about your background.
Well, I've been a car nut since the age of 5. I started really getting into cars at the age of 14. That was when I knew I wanted to do this for my life.
Wow.
I mean, everything is about this right here.
It's passion. It's passion here at Pro Comp Custom.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first car you worked on?
55 Chevy.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I worked on a 55 Chevy from the age of 14 till 16, and when I turned 16 and got my driver's license, it was ready to go.
Look at that, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, Bruce, so what are some of the things you do for your customers?
Well, we do restoration, we do fabrication, we do a lot of custom paint. Like this car here has a lot of custom paint. It's faded about 6 different colors, wow. And there's a lot of custom body work. We fabricated a console that runs down the center of the car, and we smoothed the firewall out, that kind of stuff. But the fabrication was kind of moderate on this car, but there's a lot of custom paint. The whole car, from the underside around, every point has custom paint. There's about 6 different blues in it, and it's got a hidden graphic that kind of melts in the paint. And another example is this custom truck over here that has a lot of custom paint. This more or less was a resto mod. Not a whole lot of modifications, but a lot of custom paint.
So on my way in, I noticed a ton of awards. What are some of your biggest recognitions you've gotten at Pro Comp Custom?
Well, anytime you get Best of Show, that's the best award you want to get at like a World of Wheels show. In Detroit, they got some really, really tough awards, like the Grade 8, the Riddler Award. Those are goals of mine. But I had maybe 2 or 3 different Best of Show awards, and there was an award down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Darryl Starbird Award, which Darryl Starbird ran the show, and he gave that personal pick award out, and
very cool.
I received that, and I was really happy.
Oh, look, it's congratulations on that. So I also noticed that you did a car for Too Fast, Too Furious. How cool was that?
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Great. Yeah, they actually had some promoters out there looking for a paint job, and they saw it on a different car, and they wanted that paint job on their Eclipse. So I painted 4 identical Eclipses, and it was neat. It was really neat.
You want movie star business, my friends. Bruce Harvey's your guy. Okay, so now you guys know where to go for the simple paint job or the completely over-the-top restoration that these guys are known for. Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks, Kelly.
You know, Tom, a lot of drivers have a mishap during the race day. They probably didn't figure they'd turn into a pile of scrap by the end of the day.
And I'll bet a lot of them don't know they can turn that pile of scrap, or maybe even an ugly green family car, into a pile of cash.
You want to see how this becomes this? There's 2 ways you can get your car looking like this. One way is going to cost you money. One way is going to make you money. I'm with Dave Norris of D&D Salvage. Dave, you guys have been in business for a little over 30 years?
Yes, our family's been in the recycling business since 1977. We handle just about every type of scrap metal there is out on the market.
So whether I'm collecting something like this or dragging in my old beat-up Buick that I can't afford to get fixed, you guys can help me out with that?
Absolutely. We have the facilities and equipment to handle it all.
Tell me about the process of what you go through when I bring in my old vehicle.
Proper term would be end-of-life vehicle service. It's about a 5-step process. We'll cover this from the car coming in the driveway to a crushed material ready to go to the shredder, so ready to be remelted. The first step when bringing in a vehicle to be recycled, we need to verify the title and owner's ID. We have an employee that verifies the VIN number on the vehicle. The second step is we weigh it on our digital scales at our facility, determining the value of the car we pay by weight. Our prices are very competitive. Third step of the process is removal of the fuel tank, draining of the fluids. That's your motor oil, your coolant, your transmission fluid. The fourth step is removal of the precious metals from the vehicle. First is the catalytic converter. Secondly, the radiator. Thirdly, the battery is removed. And if the car has aluminum wheels, they're also recycled. Fifth step is the most fun. That's when we actually get to crush it. Our machine has 150 tons of crushing force. The car ends up being about 12 inches high when it's finished.
All right, so it's actually, the crushing is the fun part.
Absolutely, it never gets old, and it's a great way to work off your stress. Actually, it's pretty interesting to see the integrity of some of the vehicles, how they smash. You know, certain European vehicles take a bit more force to crush down. Some of them fold up like a pancake.
Your own little consumer reports here based on how easy.
Yeah, it's amazing how much space they actually do take up. You can put 5 vehicles in the space it would take to park one normal car.
Yeah, well, good. And just to reiterate, whether it's a garbage bag full of cans or whether it's a flatbed full of scrap, bring it to D&D Salvage. They can help you out, give you the best prices on the market. They've been in business for over 30 years. You get warm service, friendly smile, and a great place to do business.
At least I know how to turn some trash into cash after a hard weekend of racing and tearing up on equipment.
Yeah, I'll bet you do. Have you ever been to Pittsburgh International Race Complex?
Is that the place used to be called Beaver Run?
Yes, it is. They've got a myriad of motorsports events going on there. They've got road course racing, they've got autocross, they've got go-karts.
Oh, I was wanting to take my son there to do a little kart racing.
Well, you'd like it if you had the opportunity to go there. Every summer I go there for the preliminary events of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, and we went there this summer to interview the new owners, Jim and Kathy Stout at Pittsburgh International Race Complex, or as they call it, Pit Race. We're at Pittsburgh International Race Complex for the preliminary races for the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix, and with us now are the new owners of Pittsburgh International Race Complex, Jim and Kathy Stout.
Thank you. I'm Jim.
And I'm Kathy.
Jim, what made you buy what used to be known as Beaver Run Raceway?
Well, I had some involvement. We had some financial involvement before it went through its bankruptcy and its changing and everything. And we wanted to keep the operation alive. We enjoy racing. We race in a Viper series for a group called NARA, North American Road Racing Association. And a lot of people have enjoyed this, especially the karting track. It's one of the most renowned karting tracks around. Very well respected karting track. And the North track is a nice track with plans to expand into the South track.
Made an awful lot of improvements here since you've taken over the place. Can you run down some of the things you've done here?
Yes, well, the first one and the main one is we improved Pendale getting into the track. It used to be a gauntlet getting into the track, and everyone knew that, and I think it became our trademark, so we cleaned that up. We did a lot of improvements that don't show from the point of drainage and some of the French drains with both the North track and the karting track. But obvious is the paving the pits, putting in concrete curbs. We put in karting garages over here so people can do an arrive and drive or store their carts here. And we're doing a master engineering plan so we don't get ahead of ourselves on some of our future plans.
Now, we're here this week for the preliminary races for the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. What are some of the other events that you hold here during the course of the year?
Well, we hold motorcycle events. We have North track car events. The Ohio Viper Club was here 3 weeks ago. We've had the World Karting Association run here. It's a very big event this spring. It fills the paddocks up with carts and rigs. And as not being a karter, but a race car driver with the Vipers, the karting just fascinates us how seriously they take it, and the size of the rigs and everything comes in for the karting. So.
You've mentioned the Viper racing that you and your wife Kathy are involved in. Kathy, a word has come to me that you've actually gone over 160 miles per hour in a Neon with a Viper engine.
Oh, it didn't have a Viper engine. It was still a turbocharged engine, a little bit custom. But yes, I did at Daytona, but some of that's a little bit, well, it is the truth. Okay, I did it. Yes.
164 in a Neon.
No Viper engine, though.
No. Viper engine wouldn't fit in an SRT.
And that's what I told the person that told me that. I thought a Viper engine was bigger than a Neon, but it does make for a good story. Have you had the opportunity to race the Vipers here at Pittsburgh International Race Complex?
Well, we don't necessarily race here, but we have test and tuned here, and we do practice here, and it's a good testing track for our Vipers.
One of the things that's also going on here today, the autocross track over here, that's something that just anybody can get involved in, correct?
Yes, a lot of people enjoy autocrossing. Kathy does a very good job of autocrossing herself. She's done it during the Ohio Viper group. I don't do too well at it. All those cones get me confused and I end up in mass confusion. So I need a track with white lines around it to keep on course for me.
Well, I appreciate you taking this time to talk to us. Good luck with your new venture here, and wish you all the success in the world.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate the support of the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix and everyone that's here. We've had a lot of positive compliments on the improvements we made, and there will be more going forward.
Well, thank you.
From complete restoration to custom paint to custom fabrication to Resto Mod, Bruce Harvey ProComp Custom offers a variety of services for cars, trucks, SUVs, and motorcycles. For more than 2 decades, ProComp's award-winning work has blown away customers all over the globe. Whether it's hot rod, muscle, vintage, or classic, ProComp will work with you to design a look that'll turn heads. Visit Bruce Harvey ProComp Custom at ProCompCustom.com. Would you like to turn your scrap into cash? For more than 30 years, D&D Salvage has been providing the best prices and the best service for all types of scrap metal. From cars to cans, walk it in or haul it in. Located under the 62nd Street Bridge in Lawrenceville, D&D Salvage pays you the best prices in the area. D&D Salvage. Visit them on the web at dndsalvagepittsburgh.com or call them at 412-781-9840. D&D Salvage. Turn your scrap into cash.
Open Throttle 360 spent some time this summer at the Wexford Starlight Car Cruise. Had a chance to speak with Gary Wiggum about his 1970 Dodge Challenger and his lucky number 57.
I'm Gary Wiggum from Pittsburgh, PA, and this is my 70 Dodge Challenger TA, 346 pack, automatic car. It's one of 25 red-on-red cars, and it's a PA car. It was sold on Dick Glenn Motors in North Main Street in Butler, and I've had it for 29 years, and I intend to keep it even longer. I also got an AR Coupe at home. It's the same color, except it's a 346 pack also, but it has 4-speed. So I did a rotisserie restoration in 1999 and got done in 2000, and it's still looking good. That's the way I keep it. And I've got 57,000 miles on it. It's original miles, and I want to keep it that way because I retired from H.J. Heinz Company on the north side and had 35 years of service, and 57 is my lucky number.
Last episode, we asked you, the viewers, to send in some GoPro footage, and the response has been overwhelming. Remember, you can go to OpenThrottle360.com and follow the easy link to upload video. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
You know, Tom, one of the things we both love about motorsports is how family-oriented it is. It's like myself following in my dad's footsteps. Some families like to spend the weekend working on the old Chevelle.
Yeah, we do. And at Sharon Speedway, every year they have Kids Bike Race Night, where kids get to bring their bicycles and race down the front stretch of the famed Sharon Speedway. And just like in car racing, sometimes they have a little incident. Just like the last episode, here's some action from right here in our own backyard. Thanks for joining us here on Open Throttle 360. We'd like to thank the folks at Fort Pitt Classic Cars for allowing us to set up shop here tonight. And Mike, I'd like to thank you for being part of the show tonight.
I appreciate Open Throttle 360 for letting me be guest host tonight and talk about my fundraiser there with Racers for Care. It's November 17th, Brookfield, Ohio at the Tiffany's Banquet Hall. Come on out and see a bunch of great drivers and live entertainment. If you're interested in coming, check out my Facebook site, Mike Lutz Racing. Hope to see you all there.
And we'd like your suggestions and comments. You can send them to info@openthrottle360.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you next time.